I'm a little concerned because I wasn't able to install this tool on top, so there may be still some tension. Hello everybody and welcome to day 57 of my Jaguar step restoration project. Last time I managed to take down the front suspension's main components and now it's up to the further disassembly, so let's get started. Today's first task is to separate the spring from the gas strut, which should be achieved by simply opening up the nut here on top, but since I suspect being some tension on the spring, I will first install those spring compressors. Okay, the spring is now compressed on one side. I'm not sure if I need another compressor on the other side, but to be safe, I will install these two. The distance between the coils here on the downside is very small, so it's even hard to get this piece here in between. I have to tighten this up on the other side to increase the distance a little bit more. I also don't want to damage the spring, because this will be reused in the rebuild. Yes, the second one here on top, of course, isn't a problem at all. So, I'm a little concerned because I wasn't able to install this tool on top, so there may be still some tension on the spring here above, but let's give it a try. This nut requires a tip socket. I guess that's 18 millimeters. No, oh, it's only a 16, and actually it was an 18. Okay. It's moving now. Actually, there still seems to be tension on the spring, but I guess not too much. Nevertheless, I'm gonna tighten up the compressor a little bit more, especially the one that reaches up further. Okay, I can see I can even compress the spring with my hands, so and that's it. The nut went flying somewhere, but no big deal besides that. We'll now loosen the compressors. Also, to get out the end plate here, it's quite stuck a little bit. Okay, the whole spring is now a little bit twisted. or the compressor has moved on this side a little bit. Okay, that's the upper plate. At least this plastic seat here will come new, of course. Have to get a wrench for this. No space for the socket anymore. Size here was 21, but again only 20 and 22. But who cares? First tensioner is out. And the second one also. But now it's up to detaching the spring from its lower seat somehow. That's all plastic parts. And obviously it's a press fit. I guess the spring has to come out together with the plastic seat. But the rust here doesn't make this easy. But now it's coming apart. Voila. So, and the last step is to detach the plastic seat from the spring. Not a big deal. Task number 2 is getting the lower rear arm detached somehow from the wheel knuckle. Last time I promised to go for some specialized tool, but of course I didn't. So let's try this the conservative way. As always with this project, it's a trial and error. I just realized that I went for this puller to get out the bearings from my transmission's rear part. Of course this grabs on the outer side, not on the inside, but maybe I can manipulate this in a way that I can use it here for my suspension parts. This lower end just popped off. Now I should be able to remove this part here and turn this around. Voila, and let's give it a try. This may be just a little bit too short. No chance. The legs are simply too short, a little bit. Around 5 millimeters are missing. Maybe I can get this stud loose with the 5 millimeter hex key that fits inside here. I'm afraid this doesn't move a single millimeter. Maybe I'm a little bit more lucky with the brake disc and the caliper still attached to it. To work on these pieces, I first have to detach the brake line. Bolt size is 14 millimeter hex. I got those 2 bolts loose already last time. I showed you some footage. Counter holding was a big issue, so I would suggest to attempt these bolts as long as the assembly is mounted on the car. Yeah. So, and let's proceed. 2 short bolts. So this inner bracket cannot be moved. And I was able to detach the caliper. And also the inner bracket with the 2 brake pads. And voila. Of course, the brake discs and pads will come new. There are 2 different sizes available for the S-Type, a 300 and a 320mm diameter disc, and mine obviously is the bigger one. That's it already for the day. As you could see, I wasn't all too lucky with getting the wheel knuckle detached from the lower suspension arm. I will reattempt this next week with proper equipment. If you nevertheless enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up or maybe even subscribe. See you back on my channel. Goodbye.